And every time I went to order this fabric online or look for it in the store, it was out of stock. But anyone who follows football knows why. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kyla, and I had the hardest time getting my hands on this fabric. Whether it was in store, it was always gone. Online, it was out of stock. But I finally got my hands on it, and now I can make some winter accessories that I'm giving as gifts. So I'm going to be making two items, hat and scarf sets that I plan on giving as gifts. And for the hat, I'm going to be using Simplicity S9694. It's a new pattern that I just got, and I am making a change to it, which I almost always do. The pattern initially calls for one side or just one folded piece of fabric because it's just one layer and the brim is folded up and stitched. I want to have a solid on the outside and the lion logo print on the inside to be seen on the brim only. So I'm going to initially be making this twice and putting it together. And I'll show you how I do that as I go along. The other item that I'm going to make is a cowl neck scarf, which there's one here. That's the one that I just put together for myself. And I was inspired by my friend's mom who gifted a scarf like this to me some years ago. Hi, Susan. And I love how close knit the scarf is to the neck. No long line to rope around, and easy that you can take it off and stuff it in your sleeve if you need to hang it up somewhere. So that's the plan for today. Let's get started. Okay, I've got my fabric folded just enough to give me the width of the hat that I'm going to be making. And what I really love about this pattern is that all the pieces are cut out according to size separately, small, medium, large. So this is medium. Where my folded arrows are is where I'm going to place against the fold. And the raw edge was cut pretty straight for me, so I don't have to make any adjustments there. To hold this in place, I'm not going to pin it down because it's just a bit too bulky and kind of cumbersome. I'm just going to use these washers that I got from the hardware store. Now, before I cut the lining out, I just want to point out that you'll notice that I have this position upside down because once you see that brim on the outside, you want to be sure that the pattern is right side up. So just keep that in mind when you have a one-directional print. I've made two small indentations with just a Sharpie because the fleece is so thick that I'm not worried about it going through on the other side, just to mark my seam point where I'm going to stitch, stop, and then pivot. To make the side dart seams in the hat, I'm going to bring together both sides, match up the dots that I've made, leaving the center open. And now I can make my seam on both sides. And I'm going to repeat this process with the printed side as well. Now that I've got both the side dart seams in place, I'm going to tie off both ends. You'll see that I left threads a little bit longer here instead of back stitching so that I don't create any bubbles at this point. Now I'll bring both sides in, almost like closing a door. And I'm going to pin them in place all the way around. ensuring that the top seams are lined up so that you have a nice cross formation once it's done. Okay, now that I've got the outer layer stitched and I've got the lining stitched, I can combine the two at the bottom and turn them inside out. Okay, I've got both sides stitched together, so now I'm going to take just maybe about 1/4 inch off of this trim at the bottom. That way, when the brim is turned right side out, it's not quite as bulky. Here's a look at it from the inside, and remember that little opening that I left to turn it inside out, or right side out I should say. I'm going to stitch this up just about 1/8 inch close to that opening. You won't be able to see it because it's on the inside. And here it is complete. Here's my nice little cross formation on the top to give it that beanie effect. And I love where the placement of the lion's name showed up right across the forehead. Okay, so I've got the top part of the scarf stitched as well as the bottom. Now I can turn it inside out and connect both of the ends. And I'll show you how I'm going to stitch as far as I can until I get to a point where I can't anymore, and then I'll stitch it from the outside. So now that I've turned it to the inside, you can see the opening that I left here. And you can either close that up by the machine, or you could slip stitch it to make it more hidden. I think I'm gonna do mine by the machine just because in case the people that I give them to are rough with pulling it over, I don't want the seams to pop, so I'll do a machine stitch and it'll be small and neat near the edge. 2 quick and easy gifts that will make anybody's day. And you can use whatever sport team, whether it's a professional team or a college team, or just a solid or another type of print that you want. This was very easy to put together, and I love that there was no finishing of the edges, no zippers, no buttons, no elastic, just thread and fabric. One other thing I want to point out about this pattern, outside of it being easy to sew, it also includes children's sizes. So you can have a matching set, father-son, mother-daughter, however. So that's really nice. And they also keep all of the sizes separate. So you cut a small, it's just the small, or just medium, or just large, instead of including all 3 sizes together like they have a tendency to do with most patterns. Well, all right. I hope you got some cozy gift ideas for other people or a gift for yourself. As you can see, I'm finishing up my scarf here, and mine is going to be more of a nod to the alternate uniform because I really like that black and blue. And no matter how the season turns out, I'm still going to support my Lions. It's where I'm from. It's who we are. So I hope you all enjoyed today's content. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And to my returning subscribers, thanks so much for stopping by, and I'll see you all in the next video. Go Lions!